She says that Mr. Gigaba also told me that Siyabonga Gama would be appointed as the Chief Executive Officer of Transnet before the appointment was made. So evidence was that she had heard that you would be reinstated before you were. I think that's a crisp summary. Got any comment on that?
I don't know, Chair. I mean, what is it that I could comment about? I was not there.
Yeah.
And then in paragraph 31.3, Mr. Gigaba also told me that he intended to speak to Mr. Gama to appoint his sister, Ms. Gugu Gigaba, to Transnet. To the best of my knowledge, Ms. Gugu Gigaba was appointed and remains in the employ of Transnet. You want to comment on that?
Yeah, I don't know.
I beg your pardon?
I don't know about this. I don't know anything about this.
Do you know a person called Gugu Gigaba by any chance?
No.
You don't know her. Did you ever were you ever approached by anybody to appoint or facilitate the appointment of Mr. Gigaba's sister to Transnet or
No.
TFR?
No.
No. Okay.
All right. Well,
But you would not be in a position to say whether or not such a person was employed by Transnet or a division of Transnet at some stage or another. You would not know that.
No, it's not in my personal knowledge.
Yes,
Chair.
yeah.
from Gugu Gigaba, dated the 15th of April 2016, and it seems to be addressed to a person having the email address Mngoma Gigaba. And it says, please find attached the CV as requested. Do you see that?
Yeah.
And then the next email is from Malusi Gigaba, and you see it's the address Mngoma Gigaba, so presumably the first email went to him. The second email is from Malusi Gigaba, dated the 25th of June, to Mr. Is that Mr. Buthelezi? Malumuli Buthelezi, was he your chief operating officer? I beg your
Yes.
pardon?
Yes.
Here with the issue engikhulume ngayo indlebe. Well, I guess technically we should get a translator who will translate it, but basically he's saying here is the issue that we talked about or that I talked about.
That's an email from Mr. Gigaba to your CEO. What you see at the top is an email from Ravi Nair. Who was he? Who is Ravi Nair?
He was the CEO of TFR.
The CFO. And he writes to Mr. Buthelezi and reads...
Oh, he was the CEO of TFR
Yes.
after you had moved to Group
Yes.
CEO of Transnet.
Yes.
Okay.
And he writes to Mr. Buthelezi and he says, thanks, Chief. See that?
Yes.
Now, do I understand you to say you know nothing about the fact that your COO was dealing with this?
No, I don't know.
Did he not speak to you about it?
No.
And what the recommendation reflects at page 106, paragraph 12, it's recommended that the Chief Operating Officer, and here you see it better, approve the appointment of Ms. Gigaba to the position of Manager Continuous Improvement in the Organizational Development and Performance Department via the executive appointment process, subject to the outcome of the necessary Transnet human capital processes. Now, what is the executive appointment process, Mr. Gama?
That's where they appoint persons without having to go through the external advertising process.
So it's not a competitive process, in other words.
Yeah, it's where if, for instance, you find somebody with a particular feat of skills that you've been looking for, and you've got the CV and it talks to what you want, you can then do it via that type of process.